Howdy folks! Scientists call me a plain pocketbook or Lampicillus cardium, but you can call me Mabel the Mussel. You might not have ever met me before, but I've been living in these streams my whole life. I can't move around much, so I'm glad my home has everything I need. Some of my friends have been here a long time. Did you know some species of mussels can live to be over 100 years old? Speaking of different mussel species, over 50 different kinds of mussels can be found in Illinois. In fact, North America has more mussel species than anywhere else in the world. Now that's just nifty. How about I show you where I live? Plain pocketbooks can be found in many different types of water bodies, like lakes, streams, and rivers, in the sand, mud, or gravel. But everybody is different. Some of my friends like mucky marshes, and others live in rocky riffles. Some mussels aren't too picky and can live in many different types of streams or rivers. Now, if a mussel ever invites you over for dinner, you might not like what's being served. We eat things like algae, viruses, and bacteria right out of the water. Us mussels feed by filtering tiny food particles from the water using our specialized gills. We suck in the stream water using our siphon, and we are able to collect the food particles on these specialized gills. After we're done eating, we shoot the water without all those tiny food particles out through our other siphon. A bonus of our filter feeding is that it actually cleans the water. In this time-lapse video, some researchers put lake water into 2 tanks and added some of my mussel pals to 1 tank. In just 5 hours, they cleared up the water by feeding. Healthy mussel populations can filter thousands of gallons of water a day. Mussels have a strange life cycle. After a female's eggs are fertilized, the mama mussel broods her babies called glaucidia in her gills. But in order to grow up, these glaucidia need to hitch a ride on a fish. You see, baby mussels are actually parasites and need to feed off of a fish's blood until they get big enough to live on their own. Different mussel species require different fish species, referred to as host fish, to complete their life cycle. Now you're probably wondering how the fish ever comes in contact with the mussel. Mussels don't swim around like fishes. Over many generations, mussels have adapted new ways that have helped mussels come in contact with fish. You see this little fish on my back? That's really a part of myself that just looks like a fish. My species uses fish like bass, which eat other fish, as our host fish. To get the fish-eating bass to notice me, I can move this little pretend fish around just like a lure. If I get lucky, the host fish is tricked into thinking this is a real fish and tries to bite the lure. As soon as the fish gets close enough, I can release my babies in a cloud that gets in the gills of the fish. These babies then clamp onto the gills of the fish and feed off the nutrients in the fish's blood. When my baby mussels get big enough, they just fall off the fish's gills and settle into the stream bed. Once in the stream bed, the mussels can start filter feeding and cleaning up the water in this new part of the stream. Now that you've met Mabel and all her friends, let's talk about why mussels matter so much. Like we saw earlier, mussels can make the water cleaner. This can make the stream a better place for all other critter residents. Fish have healthier waters to live in, and more aquatic plants can grow because the sunlight they need to photosynthesize can reach greater depths. This can make fishing better and streams more enjoyable for you and your friends. Other animals like muskrat eat mussels to get big and strong. Since mussels stay in one place, they can't move around to find a new place to live if something bad happens. So, if waters are too polluted, mussels won't be able to live there anymore. This means that the stream needs to be pretty healthy if a mussel can live in it. Because of this, scientists can tell if a water body is healthy just by seeing if mussels live there or not. Unfortunately, scientists are finding fewer mussels in fewer places. Native freshwater mussels are in trouble. There are different ways that you and your friends can help make all of the mussels have a happy home. If you see a mussel in a stream, make sure you leave it alone so you don't accidentally hurt them. You can always watch the mussel and say hi. When you're outside, make sure you don't litter and encourage others not to. Trash can get into the streams and pollute waters, and this hurts mussels. When you go boating with your friends and family, help wash and dry off the boat when you're done to prevent aquatic hitchhikers from being moved to a new stream. Invasive species can travel on boats and really hurt mussel populations. These are just some simple ways you can help keep Mabel, her friends, and the waters they all call home healthy for years to come.